The kidneys are excretory organs located at the back of our abdominal cavity. They are part of our urinary system and the primary organ responsible for sustaining body fluid homeostasis. The kidney consists of an outer part called the cortex and an inner called the medulla. This is the dissection of the sheep kidney, the external portion. The outer smooth transparent membrane that is attached to the surface of the kidney is called the renal capsule. The renal artery at the hilus enters the kidney, where the renal vein exits the kidney. And the ureter travels down the kidney. It is the largest of the three tubes, and it is where the urine exits the kidney and travels down into the bladder where urine can temporarily be stored. The internal structures of the sheep kidney involve the kidney cortex. The kidney cortex contains the glomeruli, which filters the plasma fluids by size. It also contains the convoluted tubules of the nephron and blood vessels. The cortex participates in the metabolism of kidneys by producing ammonia to titrate the acidity of urine. It is involved in the regulation of metabolic waste such as urea, uric acid, and creatinine. The cortex helps in excreting urine to maintain the blood volume. The glomerulus is the main filter of the nephron and is located within the Bowman's capsule of the kidney cortex. It allows water and soluble waste to pass through and be excreted out of the Bowman's capsule as urine. The medullary region here is below the cortex, and the renal columns are tissue found between each of the pyramids, and it supports the blood vessels. The renal pelvis collects the urine from the collecting tubes, and off of the renal pelvis you have the major callus and the minor callus. The major callus collects urine from several renal papillae, and the minor callus drains one renal papillae. This is the cat kidney. It's significantly smaller than the sheep kidney. You can see the renal cortex and the medullary region, the glomerulus seen throughout the cortex, the renal column, and the renal pelvis. And due to the small size of the kidney, you cannot see clearly the major and minor calluses. This is the external portions of the cat kidney. You have the renal arteries, the renal vein, and the ureter. The female reproductive system is more complex than that of the male. The female produces gametes and prepares the body to nurture a developing fetus for a period of 9 months. The main parts of the reproductive system of the female are the ovaries, the uterine tubes, the uterus, and the vagina. This is the reproductive system of the female cat, starting with the ovary. The ovaries are part of the woman's reproductive system and are located in the pelvis. The ovaries make the female hormones estrogen and progesterone. They release eggs and go through the fallopian tubes down into the uterus. The uterus is located in the lower abdomen, and the inner layer of the uterus goes through the menstrual cycle, while the outer layer is a muscular tissue that expands during pregnancy to hold the growing fetus and contracts during labor to deliver the child. The urinary bladder, over here, is a muscular sac that holds the urine temporarily. Its size and position vary accordingly to the amount of fluid that it contains. The urethra branches off of the bladder and allows the urine to exit out of the body. The vagina is an elastic muscular canal with soft, flexible lining. The vagina connects the uterus to the outside and serves as a conduit for menstrual flow from the uterus. During childbirth, the baby passes through the vagina, which is also known as the birth canal. The ovarian ligament branches off of the ovary. The suspensory ligament, and then the broad ligament, which is a fold of peritoneum supporting the uterus, extending from the uterus to the wall of the pelvis. The uterine horns, down in here, are where the uterus and uterine tubes meet. They are one of the points of attachment for the round ligaments of the uterus. And the uterine body is the portion above the isthmus and below the cervix.